up, guys? What is up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Mock Draft Monday version 8.0 of the 2026 offseason. I apologize for the delay. I am sorry for the delay. I want you guys to know I was ready to stream at 7:15. I had everything all set up all nicely, and then StreamYard decided not to cut on my microphone and my camera, so it all resulted in me having to reboot my computer. So that's the delay. I apologize for it because I know you guys are always anticipatingly, I think I said that right, anticipatingly waiting, excuse me, fuck one word up, you just start fucking up the rest of them, right? Anticipatingly waiting. It's Mock Draft Monday version 8.0. If you're new to this channel, we do Mock Draft Mondays every Monday leading up to the actual draft in April, which I believe is a month away from this date. So I think we got 4 more mock drafts to do, and it's getting more and more news revolving the Commanders and the 7th overall pick, or more and more rumors or murmurs, whatever you want to call them, smoke screens, whatever you want to call them. You know, it's the draft season, and we have to be cognizant of everything and all the news that we hear. But before we get too deep into this stream, you already know what I'm gonna say. Go ahead, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and if you ever feel so kindly, go ahead and send that super chat through. Or if you can't do it, still flood the chat, because this is a stream that's made by me, but it's ran by you. I don't come in here with a script. We just coming off of vibes. We just going off of straight vibes, and that's what we doing today. Straight vibes for Mock Draft Monday 8.0. If you're new to the channel, we do 2 versions of a mock draft every Monday. One where we attack with the trade back philosophy. All intent, our sole intent in that mock draft with that philosophy is accumulating the best draft assets and as many draft assets as possible. And then we do a best player available strategy as well, where we're taking the 6 original picks that the Commanders are dealt and dealing with picking and selecting the best players that are at hand at the time. The reason that we do both is because we're a big believer in that the Commanders can be beneficiaries of both approaches, because we're lacking in blue chip talent, and we're also lacking in substantial depth, even with the demon work that Adam Peters had put in over the course of the last couple of weeks to start off the free agency period and the new league year for the 2026 season. He filled a lot of holes, especially on the defensive side of the ball, but I still think we got a lot more holes to plug. Pause. No diddy. That sounds crazy. But that's what's expected when you go into an offseason with 30 open roster spots, right? I didn't expect every roster spot to be filled within the first 2 weeks of free agency. This is going to come with the draft as well, and this is going to come with the multiple waves of free agency, the second wave, the third wave, and things of that nature. But what we do know is that we have a better idea of roster construction, of what the roster for the 2026 Commanders are going to look like. Like I said last week in Mock Draft Monday 7.0, you know, we had did 6 of them prior to last week, and it was cute. It was cute, and I love that the efforts. I love streaming with you guys every Monday, but the mock drafts don't get real until after free agency, after teams address some needs, and you can really put a keen eye view on what particular needs and positional needs that your team might have. But before we get into any mock drafting, let's go ahead and get into the chat. The Bleeding B&G Mafia. If you want to go ahead and join the channel, you can join the channel as well. Hit that join button at the bottom of the video. Yeah, to become a member of the Bleeding B&G Mafia. You see it on the ticker. Shout out my guy Tracy. Tracy, you started that Terry McLaurin shit the other day, bro. I was about to have to tune you out, Tracy. We ain't going with Commander. I don't know if y'all peeped it. We ain't going with Commander. This is probably the first video that I haven't did in Commander's garb. And the reason that we didn't do it, the biggest reason that we didn't do it, I had to get a new wash machine. So a lot of that stuff is in the wash machine that I just bought. But also I saw Shady McCoy with his joint on Speak Easy the other day, and he be putting big smut on the Washington Commander. So I had to let him know, like, nigga, because you know he loved talking about how much money he spent too. So I had to let him know Washington Commander YouTube is getting the same chicken you getting. It's like, no, I'm playing. But I seen him with this the other day. I said, oh, let me throw this on real quick. Let me see what's around the closet. I can't be talking about chicken when I just spend money on a wash machine. That's all the more reason why I need y'all send them super chats. I'm I'm just saying, between me and you. Shout out my guy Tracy though. Mock Draft Monday. It's time. My guy George, are we ready for Love or Tyson at 7? I believe so. If those are the picks, I'm going to be ecstatic. And we're actually about to talk about one of those guys in a minute, George. My guy Tracy back at it again, man. So Delane at 7. Dante 6277. What's up, gang? My man Zach, my brethren. Somebody that I'm gonna spend the 2026 draft night with amongst another group of people, the group chat boys. I think Zach, well, this is Zach's 5th year. This is our 6th year annually doing this. Real camaraderie, real fellowship, real brotherhood going on. And it looks like Zach might be throwing a fit if it ain't Sonny Styles or Jeremiah Love. So I'm gonna make sure I'm not sitting next to Zach. I'm gonna make sure I'm sitting across the room. If it's not Zach Henson, I'm sorry, I ain't mean to put out your whole government like that. I'm sorry, brother. But I'm over here thinking of Sonny Styles and Jeremiah Love's government's names at 7. I'm sorry, we just really know ball over here, Bleeding BNG. Talk about it, my guy Futuristic Willie. Tapping into the chat room, What's up, gang? I appreciate you spending your Monday evening, your Monday night with us over here at Bleeding BNG. I'm super excited about the draft, though, especially with the news that came out today or the rumors that came out today, as you see on the screen. Before I get to the screen, my man Tracy said, are you live streaming on draft night? I'm trying to get it so that we could do a dual stream on Rio stream. I ain't got all the nooks and crannies and gadgets and divots and shit that Rio got with the full camera pan and shit like that, but I'm trying to do it so that we could get some multi-streaming platform going so it can run on dual channels, on both channels. So y'all go ahead and make sure y'all tap into this channel so we can really get the views up. But go ahead and tap into my guy Rio as well, one of the best Commander content creators out there doing it. But let's get into the news that came out today. So Adam Schefter was on the Pat McAfee show, and they were just asking him and throwing out names for potential first-round draft picks and things of that nature. And they talked about how on last week's segment, on his bit last week with the Pat McAfee show, he mentioned that he didn't think that Jeremiah Love was really in consideration for the Tennessee Titans at 4. Well, Adam Schefter seemed to double down on it today. I haven't gotten a chance to see the entire interview, to see the lead-in question, but the quote that came out, I saw his answer that came out of whatever Pat McAfee asked him. He said that he's a top 10 pick. I don't see him going to the Titans or the Giants right now. A place that makes sense to me would be the Washington Commanders. And I replied to this, and I said, just chalk it up, y'all. It's inevitable. Just chalk it up. Because I really hold Adam Schefter's word with a lot of weight and a lot of value, right? And while I'm not about to be the first, I'm not that type of guy. Y'all know Jeremiah Love hasn't been one of the guys that has been at the top of my big board personally for the Washington Commanders. I do think that Jeremiah Love is one of the 3 best football players in this draft. I do. I just think that running back is a luxury pick. And guess what? Adam Peters might think that they can afford that type of luxury. Now, he's biting off a little more than he can chew, which we've known him to do. Hence the evidence of the 2024 offseason, or the 2025 offseason, coming off of the heels of 2024, where you got so comfortable with Jaden Daniels having the greatest rookie season ever that you thought you could surround him with a bunch of fucking cafeteria workers. And we saw that what came out of that. Does he think that he can afford that luxury? I don't know. But guess what? I'll tell you one thing. Jeremiah Love is anything but a fucking cafeteria worker. Jeremiah Love is by far the best running back in the draft. That's not saying a lot. But I think he's one of the better running back prospects over the last 5 years. I don't know if I put him. Let's take it back to 2018, because I love how Saquon Barkley's like the barometer for running back prospects nowadays. I love that because Saquon was a fucking demon. And I'm glad that we modernized our comparisons and like our gold standard at the running back position as far as prospects go coming out of college. So let's go back to 2018. No, I don't put Jeremiah Love in the Saquon tier. Don't put him in the Bijan Robinson tier. I don't know. I think he would be the tick under them. So what would that be like along the lines of a Jahmyr Gibbs? Who I'm thinking last 5 years, running back prospects last 5 years. Who it ain't better than Josh Jacobs coming out. It ain't that many like stud running backs. So when you get one and get the capability and the opportunity to draft one, I think that you do it. One of the reasons that I was so opposed to running back at 7 for the Washington Commanders, despite adding to, in addition to the fact that I think that we got a decent amount of talent in that room, and I think that we're more talent deprived at other positions. One of the reasons, addition to that reason, is that I think that I'm a big advocate in having as many like cash control assets as possible, right? And Mark Tyler put out an interesting stat today that said the highest paid linebacker had just signed for about like $15 million a year, average annual value during the 2026 offseason. I think he was referring to David Lloyd. Then he said Devin Lloyd, excuse me. Then he said the highest paid running back was like making like what, like $6 million a year or something. Then he said fringe wide receiver one that's never really been a wide receiver one, and they're hoping to be a wide receiver one in Alec Pierce is making $30 million. That's why positional value matters in the NFL draft. And I totally agree with that. Gang, who we guys number 9 jersey is that bad? Hey, chill, bro. Hey, chill. I got a story about that. So y'all know I do a little bit of Wizards content. Not that's funny as shit. Not as much Wizards content as I do Commanders content, but when I first started doing the Wizards content and shit, the Wizards had a garage sale, right? So it was like they were selling shit for like $1, $2, and shit like that. And most of the shit was full as fuck. Shit that I wouldn't even bother getting for free. But I thought I came up, right? Shit was on like middle of tables in the middle of the concourse. It was in the middle of the summer too. It was real like thrifty in that joint, real goodwilly in that joint. So I thought I came up on the sweet. This was like 2022. So I thought I came up on the sweet ass Denny joint, right? For like $2. I saw the front. I just snatched that shit because that's how they was. It was really giving like flea market vibe. So I snatched that shit, paid for it, $2, whatever. I went home. That shit missing like the D is in front of the V. The joint missing the J's. So I can't even tell you who jersey that is, bro. That's a Denny that's a Denny Abba jersey. And that's why y'all will never see the back of that joint. And it just took me a lot to admit that joint. But guess what? It's up there for show. Hey, yeah, and we gonna keep on rocking. But hey, you observing as hell. Chill with all that shit, bro. As much as I've been in favor of trading back, it will hurt me deeply if Love, Towns, or Tyson or Downs is at 7 and we move back. I agree. Like I said, I think we're lacking blue chip talent. And I've always said, while I've been an advocate of trading down, I don't even think, even if you want a Jordan Tyson, who y'all act like should fucking medically retire, I don't know why. Y'all act like this nigga is a unicorn, bro. How Jordan Tyson have a 1,000-yard season, 2024 Arizona State, if he never played football? Y'all make that shit make sense to me. Because y'all swear that this nigga, how I'm watching the film that I watch on Jordan Tyson if he never played football? But just speaking of Jordan Tyson, even if Jordan Tyson is your guy and you think that his fucking hamstrings are cooked, right? I don't think he's falling out of the top 15. So if you really want to trade back, I think Jeremiah Love and Caleb Downs are absolutely gone by that point. So how far are we really trading back? So while I agree with your premise, George, it depends on how the top of the board falls out and who's offering the pick. If Miami's offering it, if Cincinnati's offering it, if we get to that 10 to 11 range, I might be willing to trade back, depending on if it's 3 or 4 guys that I like there, because there's only 3 or 4 picks in between it. But I do agree with your premise. I think we lacking blue chip talent. And that's why I be mad as shit when y'all want to do the trade back joint first, the trade back draft first. Because I really think that Adam Peters is going to hold on to these picks. If offer doesn't knock his fucking socks off, his corduroy socks, his Gucci socks, and pick the best player available, whoever he thinks that it is. Saquon's best days are behind him. Love would be RB1 in the division instantly. Okay. I'm glad you got high hopes. But I don't like how we just writing Saquon off. I know he looked a little old in the flag football, but like Saquon still had like what 1,300 all-purpose yards this season. Like he's not a bum. He's getting older. Best days are definitely behind him. I'm not disagreeing with that, but that doesn't make him not RB1 in the division. Now, if Love come have a fucking Adrian Peterson type September to the start of his rookie year, absolutely. Hey, see, that's not a Denny joint, bro. I just told you that joint don't say RB on the back. I just told you that. That's a player number 9 jersey, bro. Chill. That's a player number 9 jersey. See, that's why I don't like telling stories, man. Niggas start bidding. Niggas start joning. I'm trying to get all transparent. I'm trying to share stories on the stream. There we go. So y'all better thank my man Nib Sterify if we don't ever tell a story about a bleeding BNG personal life ever again. I saw a rumor trade I did. Our seventh overall pick for T. Higgins. Get the fuck out of here. I hope you through your phone when you seen that, or through your laptop, wherever you seen that article on. Which was the biggest bust in your opinion? The Wizards taking Kwame Brown at 1, or the Commanders taking Chase Young at 2? Wizards taking Kwame Brown at 1 because that nigga ain't know how to play basketball. And they took Kwame Brown at 1 when I was like 5 years old. And as a 5-year-old, I knew that nigga couldn't play basketball. I don't give a fuck what he did in high school. When I see that you can't catch a ball in an NBA game and you start blaming it on your hands and you like 7 feet, that's why I start laughing when he talk now on YouTube and shit like he could beat everybody's ass. And I hope he don't see this because this nigga gonna try to fight me now. I'm gonna have to get Swift on his ass. But I'm like, nigga, you was known for having baby hands. Like your hands ain't one thing that I'm about to be intimidated about. Like he did y'all press all the smoke though. I will give him that. Yeah, like, bro, that's a 2K generic jersey, bro. Like, let me be great. Like, see. What's the shit everybody talking about trading for Buda Baker? I saw that he was on the trade block, but I mean, if we not giving up a third, I'm not giving up 71 for Buda Baker. Buda Baker old as hell, bro. Buda Baker's best days are behind him. Buda Baker's best days are behind him. But how do y'all feel about the news that Adam Schefter had dropped today? That he could definitely, like, out of all the teams in the top 10, he could definitely see the Washington Commanders being the ones that take Jeremiah Love. And with that type of phrasing, the way he worded it, it makes me think if we don't take Jeremiah Love, is he falling outside of the top 10? Is Jeremiah Love not necessarily as hot of a commodity as we might have thought? Now, I will say this, and I tweeted it yesterday. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. I will say this. I was evaluating Jeremiah Love yesterday, even before this news came out. So it was appropriate timing. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all know I be tweeting my ass off. I gotta stop tweeting so much, bro. I gotta stop tweeting so much. Here we go. Damn, I didn't even know this got as many impressions. This only got 100 likes. So some people might be seeing what I'm seeing. When I was watching Jeremiah Love, I watched a lot of Jeremiah Love last night. Some game cut up, some highlights. I watched a lot. I'm sick as shit, bro. I know everybody else enjoyed the nice weather and shit like that. I saw the sun out. I said, oh, this is a perfect time to turn on some Jeremiah, sit in a dark basement and turn on some Jeremiah Love highlights, right? And when I did, after watching a ton of film, I probably watched like 3 or 4 hours of just straight Jeremiah Love film yesterday. Jeremiah Love, 2000, and I feel comfortable saying this now because I got the validation and the verification of others. You know, that false bravado. You need others to let you know, like, yeah, nah, nigga, you right. You on to something. After watching the film, bro, Jeremiah Love's 2024 film looks way better than his 2025 film. And his 2025 film was damn good. It was damn good. It earned him a fucking Heisman finalist position. It earned him a Heisman finalist position. But y'all go back and watch Jeremiah Love's 2024 tape. Bro, he beat everybody to the corner. He looked athletic as hell. He was hurdling niggas like it was nothing, bro. Like it was some shit that I really like. It was a running style that I've never seen before. And that's one of the best compliments you can give a running back in 2026 after 180 fucking years of football. The way that Jeremiah Love can get off his feet, and I don't love that my running back signature move is a hurdle, but y'all go watch that 2024 film, son. Some of them joints don't even feel real. And I know he had an over 90-yard run in 2025 like he did in 2024, but I don't think he was anywhere as fast as he was in 2025. I believe that he got bigger in the 2025 off season. And I know we can talk about as much context as y'all want to give it. I know when somebody moving different, and I'm not saying that he was moving slow, bro. It just looked different. He was moving like warp speed. He beat everybody to the corner at 220 pounds in 2024. What Jeremiah Love weigh in at the combine? He was like 215, right? IDK, man, after seeing Delane run a 4.3 and seeing how we got ignoring corner, I hope he's the pick right now. I wouldn't mind Mansour Delane. Guess what? If we doing the best play available and Jeremiah Love's off the board, I wouldn't mind Mansour Delane being the pick either. Because I'm going to tell y'all now, because somebody actually replied to the video of Mansour Delane running a 4.38 right now. Like, y'all talk about how nice he is, and it was a great question. He probed a great question. He's like, he played a premier position in a weak draft. Why are we not talking about him as a top 5 prospect? And after I sat and thought about it for a couple of minutes, I was like, bro's right? And I tried to come up with an answer. I think the reason that he hasn't been pegged as a top 5 prospect so far is that teams, draft pundits, whoever you want to name it, the guys that control the media circles around the NFL draft, they didn't think that he was going to test as well athletically as he did today. And while I know we eye watchers, that guy can ball over analytics. We watch the film over analytics. These niggas really care about shit like that, bro. So while Mansour Delane had some of the best film in 2025, a cornerback in half, he allowed only 13 completions. He ain't allowed more than 1 completion to the same receiver in an entire game. So that means once he got a beat on you, bro, his technique so good, he know how to clamp that shit, bro. I like cerebral corners like that. Give me a little Stingley vibe. And one of the reasons why I shied away from giving him the Stingley comp is because I think they're 2 of the more technically sound corners that we've had come out in the last 5 to 6 years. While I think that I thought that Stingley was way more athletic after today's pro day workout. I don't know. I think those Stingley comps might have something. I think there might be a little credibility, a little valid behind those Stingley comps. Don't think I've ever seen a spit tucked. What, man? This was last year. Schefter knew this time 2 years ago. Schefter knew JD5 was getting picked at 2, and that's why I said it's inevitable. I had some people like putting LMAOs and stuff when I replied to that clip from Pat McAfee. When I was like, "Damn, it's inevitable at this point." Almost like I was eating crow or something. I don't get it, and I was trying to have a calm and tranquil day. I had a lot going on at work today, so I ain't had time to go back and forth with y'all niggas today. What was LMAO worthy about me saying that it's inevitable that Jeremiah Love is going? I think y'all don't understand. I think y'all think that because I like Jordan Tyson and I think that he's better than Carnell Tate, I think that if he doesn't get drafted to the Washington Commanders, I'm going to be upset. And that's when y'all start coming up with these like false rhetorics that y'all run with. And then y'all like swear y'all catch me in like some type of like gotcha moments. Nigga, why would I be mad at Jeremiah Love coming to the Washington Commanders? Why would I be mad at that? Y'all let me know. Why? What was LMAO about that? But the reason I'm touching on it is because, like Reyes Jr. just brought up, yeah, it was a little more clear because it was the number 2 pick, and Jaden Daniels started to separate himself over the course of the combine, the draft cycle, and things of that nature. It was a little more clear that Jaden Daniels was going to be a Washington Commander than Jeremiah Love because we don't know how the first 6 picks are going to play out. We knew how the 1 pick before Jaden Daniels was going to play out. But we remember a couple weeks before the draft, niggas was still talking about Top Golf. And Adam Schefter was like, then, nah, Jaden Daniels is the pick. Like, they love that guy. Jaden Daniels is the pick. So this is why I think that if Jeremiah Love is there at 7, these are the reasons why I think it's inevitable, as I tweeted today. Because not only did And that's why I started to watch the film yesterday. I forgot. Let me give her credit. Because not only did Adam Schefter speak about that today with those reports and those rumors, Nikki Javala said yesterday. It broke on Sunday. And that's actually what made me go back into watching the Jeremiah Love film. She said then that the Commanders wouldn't hesitate to draft Jeremiah Love if he selected there at 7. All these reports ain't coming from nowhere, bruh. Everything not a smoke screen. And y'all be wondering, like, damn, how Jalen really be knowing all this ball, bro? It's because, yeah, I take everything with a grain of salt, but when stuff is worthy of more than a grain of salt, I start looking into it. In 2024, Love had a lot more talent around him. Defenses had to work. I don't disagree, George, but he was still moving faster in 2024. I'll be curious to look at what his GPS numbers look like, and I bet you he topped out at a faster time in 2024. I bet you that. And like I said, Jeremiah Love's a fucking dog. His 2025 was amazing. But the reason that I started to talk about his 2024 is when I was mentioning the wording of the Schefter quote today, if we don't take him in the top 7, is he falling outside the top 10? And I'm not saying that I necessarily am, but I can see somebody watching that 2024 film and watching that 2020. Oh, we got a super. I told y'all. Go ahead and send them supers through if you really want to cut the line. If you really want to hear me shut the fuck up and give you the rightful attention that you deserve, send that super chat through. Brother just had to buy a wash machine. Everything can help. Send that super chat through. And you can jump to the line like my man Vaughn. I appreciate the super, Vaughn. Let's go. Some surprise picks that we ain't expect, but also realistic picks today. It's hard to go surprise picks at 7, though. I get your drift. I think that might be better for a video. Where I can do like a multitude of different picks. We not drafting 17 times today, but I appreciate the super. We not. But I think that's a good idea for a video to do for sure. It's hard to do it, on live stream because I can't predict how the simulator is going to play out. I can't edit it. And I think at 7, there's a lot of options for the Commanders where I wouldn't be surprised by anybody. It ain't even, and I'm about to say, but anybody. It ain't even, I'll be surprised at this pick anymore. And I feel comfortable in saying this. Yes, he was my wide receiver too early in the scouting session. Early when I first got out of college football and started watching a little bit of film. I will punch a hole through a fucking TV if we drafted Mekhi Lemon at 7. That might be the one pick, Ruben Bain included, because I even touched on Ruben Bain. Because y'all know, I've been talking about Ruben Bain in September, and somebody tried to call me out on it. They're like, bro, Ruben Bain ain't even in your top 5 no more. You switch like the seasons and shit like that. And I had to get out in front of it yesterday. Because you can tell that nigga really doesn't watch Bleeding B&G. You can tell who really only tap into my Twitter and who really like come to the channel to learn a little more ball. And you guys understand me a little better. That's why I appreciate you guys. Y'all really understand me because yesterday, where is it at? If I can find it. After somebody tried to like fake get me in some gotcha moment, I had to like reassert my premise and my stance on Ruben Bain. I've never thought that Ruben Bain was a fucking bum. And if we were still running, matter of fact, let me go ahead and read the tweet. I said that it's not that I'm lower on Ruben Bain as a player than I once was. I'm not. Ruben Bain probably, I said Jeremiah Love, one of the 3 best football players in here. Ruben Bain might be in that top 3. Mendoza not in that top 3 for me. He's not. It might go Jeremiah Love, Ruben Bain, Caleb Downs. I just don't see how he fits in a 3-4 under base defense. Which Charles Omenihu revealed that that's what we're going to be running. He said we're going to be running an under base. He said it, man. The nigga not lying to y'all. If this was still Dan Quinn's defense, he would probably be number 1 on my board in mentioning Ruben Bain. Because I think he can play that big Leo position that Michael Bennett had played in the past. And I said, that's why Michael Bennett is one of the closest comps for him. And then here y'all know. This is what happened when you know ball and niggas know you know ball, niggas be trying to have to like prove to you. They're like, nah, I know ball too, bro. Bennett had 35-inch arms and one with a lot of length. Not a good comp for Bane. And this is why I know this nigga hasn't tapped into a Bleeding BNG channel or stream or video. Because I've always said, my comps ain't one-to-one, bro. They're never going to be that. Y'all looking for spitting images of these niggas, and that's why you get fucking Carnell Tate and Terry McLaurin comps, because the nigga wears 17. They not nowhere near the same height. They don't have anywhere near the same play style. And I responded to him. I said, maybe to you. I don't know if he thought that I didn't watch Michael Bennett. He wants me to think that Michael Bennett was like long arming guys to death and shit like that. He wasn't. I said, if you think that pass rushing is the only part of the game, I'd argue that Bennett won a lot more with hand placement and strong hands than length. And I would still argue that. I'm not capping when I make these fucking claims. Also, they do very similar things in the run game, picking spots to shoot gaps while still holding a damn good edge. That don't sound like Michael Bennett to you? Oh, man, he's 2 inches taller, three arms are 3 inches longer. Shut the fuck up, bro. Because guess what? I think Ruben Bain's most successful position is going to be the 4 down front. We're on rushing downs. He can rush from a 7, a wide 9 tech, hold a solid edge as a wide 9, and then on passing downs, he can rotate as an interior rusher. Niggas watch football with their emotions, not their eyes. Talk about it. Talk about it. What's up, Fawad? We need to bring Delane home. Hey, man, I would not be mad at the Delane pick. I said in, the first week of January that was my dark horse for the Commanders at 7. Y'all know we got the receipts and the tweet. That's why I tweet so much. So I can say I told you so. That's why I tweet so much. So I can say I told you so. We've been on that. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Because let me look at the date on that. On February 6th, I said, man, so Delane was my dark horse at pick 7. That was a month before the combine. That was 7 weeks ago. That was before free agency. Because I looked at that room, and I looked at the people that weren't coming back to that room, and the people that were still coming to that room. And y'all know I'm low on Mikey Sanders still than some of y'all. Y'all still talk about how he catch 4 picks like that's the only thing about covering corners. Then nobody mentioned how he allowed the most touchdowns and yards in the NFL this year. Tough. He's so tough. And I also think that while I'm not low on him in total, I think I might be lower on Trey Amos than y'all because y'all done made this nigga seem like his rookie year was like Champ Bailey. Trey Amos was solid. He was. But let's not act like Trey Amos ain't get baptized by fire in the Atlanta game. And I get what y'all are going to say. Oh, he's a rookie. That's why I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything until people start talking about how Trey Amos was the best player on the defense last year. He wasn't. There was Dorrance Armstrong. It might have been top 2, top 3. That's a low bar, though. But I saw that Trey Amos was the best cornerback in that room, and I said, oh, nah, we got to improve in that. You may have been on to something with picking Dalen Everett in that first mock. Talk about it, bro. Talk about it. Talk about it. They brought him in on a top 30 pick. We picked him on the first version of Mock Draft Monday 2 months ago. Talk about it, Futuristic Willie. Talk about it, bro. But then they get mad when I run victory laps, bro. No, I really pay attention to my team, bro. I need acknowledgement. If I got it, then tell me I got it then. Talk about it, bro. Because I watched college football, and I knew as soon as we brought Durante Jones in, Dalen Everett was going to be a scheme fit. Because guess what? Georgia runs a lot of match and quarters coverage. What you think Durante Jones about to run? A lot of match and quarters coverage. Dalen Everett has the ability to play off. I think I might have said this when we drafted him 2 months ago. So, of course, that I'm lit that the Commanders are bringing them in for a top 30 visit because they damn sure interested. They saw the same things that I saw as far as the scheme fit. My fault, Willie. You just got me hyped, bro. I'm sorry, chat. Willie just got me hyped, bro. Because I be telling y'all, man, nigga really no ball over this joint, bro. No love. Other positions need to be priority, like corners, Mansour Delane. Doug's family. What's up, gang? I just said I did fuck with Lemon. I don't not fuck with Lemon. I'm just not taking Lemon with the 7th overall pick. Y'all just because I don't think the nigga's a top 7 player in the NFL draft with 250 players get drafted doesn't mean I don't like him. Will Diggs, what up, gang? What up? Before we get into mock drafting, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Go ahead, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Join the channel if you want to come a part of the Bleeder B&G Mafia. And if you're feeling oh so kind and want to send a super chat through, we enjoy those too. The side mission is still up from last stream. The next stream that I get another 10 super chats on, we wearing a different suit. I might go double-breasted on y'all. I think we got, 4 more opportunities of this before the actual draft? Because I really think that some of y'all didn't think that I was going to throw in the suit. And now I don't think I'll be getting as many supers because now y'all expecting the suit. No. No, I didn't like that shit. This shit didn't feel good to be suited and booted at 9 o'clock at night. I wanted to get into bed, but I do it for y'all. Commanders was one of y'all's and defense must be upgrade. I don't disagree with you, Cool Beans. You preaching to the choir. Oh, all right. Yeah, there we go. I was like, all right, bro, we here. We here, twin. Bro, tell me. I don't know, JLG9. I don't think they sleep on me, bro. I think, because, as an adult, I've learned to mature. I've learned to take a lot of accountability, right? Going to therapy and shit like that, right? So I do a lot of self-reflection and self-assessing first. I know I talk with a lot of conviction, right? I talk with a lot of bravado. Niggas don't like that, which I can get. I can understand. I've been dealing with that all my life. This is the thing that I got an issue with. I don't give a damn if you like it or not. When a nigga's right, just tell him he right. When a nigga on it, just tell him he on it. You ain't got to lie. You can show your admiration for a nigga that you don't like. We can agree to disagree. I don't agree with niggas that I like all the time. JLG, I never said Amos wasn't fine. I just said that he wasn't Chan Bailey like some of these Commander fans think. And when we also start to realize that, like, Commander fans, and it's a lot of football fans, but they try to be like as hyperbolic and as provocative as possible, they're going to say shit that doesn't make sense a lot of times. As long as you talk with knowledge. I think I do. I thought I talked with knowledge about the Terry McLaurin situation that I told y'all was going to happen 3 months before it happened. And ain't nobody tell me that it came with knowledge. Niggas told me I was a Terry McLaurin hater instead of just telling me I was right. That's the one I was specifically referencing to. But we ain't got to get into all that. Y'all remember that. When I took on the entire Commanders fan base and won 82-0, never lost. Ball. All right, let's get into drafting. We actually going to use PFSN. We're going back to the good old reliable PFSN today. Haven't used them in a while. I was blaming them for my computer being fucking cooked. One of the reasons that I'm going back to PFSN, I think they do give and, they do apply the best offers as far as trading for draft picks and things of that nature. And they also follow PFF's board, which I think is the most accurate board. But PFF doesn't allow you to pay for 7 or to draft for 7 rounds unless you pay for their product. So maybe if you guys send enough super chats through, we have enough money to pay for PFF. But as of right now, we got to get in what we fit in. Free 99 is me 99. So we're going to go 7 rounds fast for the Washington Commanders. Y'all let me know. We going BPA or we going trade back first? We going BPA or we going, you've been spot on except the, and guess what? And I appreciate that take. Then I appreciate you telling me this, then telling me that I've been spot on about everything. Because this goes along with what I just said. Like, we don't have to agree on everything. I still think Jordan Tyson is better than Tate as far as the talent. But people went with that and said that, or ran with that. It was like, oh, nah, dog, you think Carnell Tate is a bum. I don't. Why does me thinking one player is better revert to like, you hate the other player now? Like, we gotta stop. We gotta stop that. Shout out my guy, RATHG Commander. I appreciate you spending your Monday evening, your Monday night with the boy over here at Bleeding Me and G. Before we get into mock draft, and you already know what I'm gonna say, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the join button to become a member of the Bleeding Me and G Mafia. I said the same thing, 0 interceptions from, he wasn't all on the right out. I agree, Marco. I agree. Now, was he solid? Absolutely. I think that he lived up to second round draft pedigree. Did he exceed it? Not necessarily. Did he play below expectations? I wouldn't say that either. But I will agree with Marco that I'm going to chalk some of it up to him missing, the final 7 games? I would have expected Trey Amos to have a couple of picks before he ultimately ended the season with that injury against the Seattle Seahawks. If you would have told me he would have went as coming out of the draft, if you would have told me that Trey Amos would have went his entire rookie year without a pick, I would have said that you were lying. But that was the case. No, when they said, "Oh, you were on crack," I would have thought he caught a pick. I don't know how he ain't catch that one against the Raiders. That shit was gifted to him. All right, let's get into this draft. If y'all let me know, I'm gonna go ahead and do whatever the fuck I want to do, because I'm about to go ahead and put on the cape, put on the mask too. Black Adam, no Rocky. I need my last new mark. I got the caucus in the background for a reason. So let me hear what we talking about in the front office. Are we going BPA? We going trade back first? Y'all let me know. I need my last new mark. Who gonna be my last new mark tonight? I don't need no Martin Mayhews. Nah. Keep your ass outside. Keep your ass outside the war room, my boy. We will lock your ass out. All right, my man. Joyce said BPA first. All right, let's see what we talking about. We going BPA first, chat? Let's go BPA first. Because my day oneer, my man George, real day oneer, George been watching these videos since 2021. How many of y'all can say that? Real day oneer. We're going to go with whatever George said. I'm sorry, Michael Santiago. I'm glad you here. But we're going to go whatever George said. And everybody else seem to want to go BPA. All right, let's go BPA. PFSN, 7 rounds, fast. The only thing about PFSN is these fucking Pornhub ads that pop up randomly, bro. I'm scared that shit gonna restart. But y'all know I got a new laptop, so hopefully that shit ain't gonna happen again. Let's get it. All right, so we on the board. Before I look at the trade offers, this is how the board has fallen. Why are they not letting me go up? Don't start this stupid shit, PFSN. Mendoza was at 1. David Bailey was at 3. Sonny Styles went 4. Francis Malga went 5. Caleb Downs went 6. So being that Ruben Bain isn't available to be drafted, I'm going to assume that he went 2 to the New York Jets. I don't think that that's a possibility. And guys, if we go with best player available, Arvin Reese is on the board. I don't know how realistic that is, though. So y'all let me know. Is it worth me wasting my time and drafting an Arvin Reese? You ever try Imagine Pro Football? Rio sent it through. I tried playing with it on my phone. Real quick. Did you like it? I might tap into it one of these streams. Do I even waste my time with Arvin Reese? Or are we going Jeremiah Love or Mansour Delane? I think those are the two guys that I'm entertaining. Now I'm letting y'all know. If draft night come and Arvin Reese is on the board at 7 and we don't draft him, that's punch the hole worthy. I don't give a fuck who we do draft. Jordan Tyson, Caleb Downs, Mansour Delane, Jeremiah Love. If we pick them niggas over Arvin Reese, y'all will see a crash out on Rambling with Rio. Y'all will. Y'all will. So we going Love. Princess Love said, go Love. Love said Love. Reese won't be there. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling, George. So we going Love over Delane. Let's see. All right, we going Jeremiah Love. The best player available, Mock Draft Monday version 8.0. Why can't I get this nasty ass ad at the bottom down? I don't see no X, no nothing. All right, fuck it. We going Jeremiah Love, running back, Notre Dame. You are now a Washington Commander. How you feeling about that pick in the chats? Thumbs up in the chats, hand claps in the chats if we liking that pick. And we are going to be back on the board at pick 71. The Green Bay Packers are offering pick 84. I'm sorry, I didn't even check the trade offers. I apologize. But we wasn't trading back anyway. The Green Bay Packers are trading back picks or giving us pick 84 and pick 120 for pick 71 in return. The Falcons are giving us pick 79 and 122 for pick 71 and 87. We going best player available, so I'm not entertaining any of these trade offers. There we go. Lethal Weapon. Love. There we go. Love it is. There we go. They're already solid in the running back area. Boo. My man called Jeremy McNichol solid. My man called. Yeah, I'm not a big believer in Rachaad White, so you might think we more solid than we are. I saw Rachaad White run into a bunch of niggas' backs, and that was the same thing that y'all complained about Brian Robinson about. Now, was he a PPR scam? Absolutely. Did he catch a couple of swing routes and Texas routes? For sure. That's why I think he might give us more than Brian Robinson. But once again, low bar. Ooh, big thumbs up, big hand claps in the war room. All right. Depends who's available. Love. We want to be better than solid. Facts. I love that reply shot by Sean. RB slot wide receiver, prefer to trade down, but 2 for 1. Can't you're talking about Bill is solid. Bill is definitely solid. Bill's one running back, though. We could go from Bill being a solid RB1 to being the best RB2 in the league. You preaching to the choir when you talking about Bill, bro. I'm the one that was on the social media talking about how Cliff Kingsbury robbed him of a 1,000-yard, 10-touchdown season. And when you look at the numbers, he had 800 yards and 8 touchdowns, and I don't know what the fuck they was doing with Bill in October and November. I know he had a couple of fumbles, bro, but they started blaming him for teams putting 13 in the box and him not getting any yards. That wasn't Bill's fault. Ain't no way Keontae Scott is there, but that'd be dope. Keontae. He might, bro. Keontae Scott 25. He might be there. Now, I'm not saying that it's likely, but crazier things have happened, Jerp. Crazier things have happened. These niggas talking crazy about the run game solid. Man, is the standard with this fan base. No, we ain't gonna do that to my man. Because Cool Beans really know what he talking about. And like I do feel where Cool Beans is coming from to a certain extent. Now, outside of Cool Beans, on a separate note, away from what we're talking about right now, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Anthony. This fan base has an infatuation with mid. Y'all know that these fans, y'all fans, y'all compadres, y'all peers, Y'all know they tried to tell me that Todd Gurley wasn't worth a top 10 pick because he only played 6 seasons in the NFL. Do y'all know Todd Gurley hadn't played for 4 seasons? And I think he just got passed up this year. He still had the most touchdowns in the span from 2015 to 2024. And he hadn't played for 4 seasons. And Washington Commander fans are trying to tell me that that nigga was a bust to try to prove some dumbass point about Jordan Tyson. So our fans don't like elite. They like mid. They'll take 10 years of mid over 6 years of elite any day. I agree with that, Anthony. Heck, the best center in the draft. I don't know. I like Connor Lew. Man, you are definitely a tough evaluator. Scott had a day at the combine. Yeah, he did. Today, he did. Sonic and Knuckles, Love and Bill. Ooh. And guess what? You know who saw Sonic and Knuckles up and close firsthand? I hope not. No, I don't think so. No, I might be talking a little out my wheelhouse. Yeah, because Blau wasn't with the Lions in 2023. I think he last played with the Vikings in 2022. But he know about Sonic and Knuckles. That's for damn sure. The Detroit Lions ain't bring him in for an offensive coordinator for him not to know about fucking Sonic and Knuckles. Wide receiver. It's about elite, not solid. ATL had rookie Algier author and took Bijan. Facts. Talk about it. We want to address. We need corners. Corners was horrible. Check DBs, the wide receivers. That Jordan Tyson Hammy is good. An infatuation with bro. They love mid. Door Gunner. I'm going to say that I'm a little upset that I can't believe that Sammy is still hurt too. And I'm not in the right mind space to talk about Jordan Tyson right now. I'm not. So when you start using words like cook, you triggering me. I'm just letting you know, bro. You triggering me. You 100% right. But I've also said this. If y'all go check the Jordan Tyson video I did with Rio, I said that I was going to bring up cause for pause if he's not available to participate in the pro day. The cause for pause is here. But let's not say my man cooked and he ain't played the NFL down. Anthony Munoz was cooked and turned out to be arguably the greatest left tackle of all time. Frank Gore was cooked prior to the NFL. Third leading rusher in NFL history. Boy, I took you at 7, chat. I took your profile picture at 7. IDK Prada. Heineke was the one that cured me of the infatuation with men. Yeah, at a certain point, that's a good one, George. Who cured me of the infatuation with men? And it runs deep. The shit like Stockholm Syndrome. Because he's not mid, but I could also tie the infatuation with mid to the fact that that's why some of y'all think Terry McLaurin, Jerry Rice, but we'll talk about that another day. And Terry McLaurin not mid, but when y'all infatuate mid and y'all turn mid into good players, niggas that's better than mid, y'all make Hall of Fame caliber. So it run deep. Who cured my infatuation with mid? That shit sound like niggas had E. coli. I don't know. Fred Davis? Because I thought Fred Davis was him. Then that nigga had one good season. It might have been Fred Davis. What other player would have to be available at 7 for you to pass up on Jeremiah Love? Sonny Styles? If Sonny Styles was available, I probably would have took him. Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles are my number 1 and number 2 prospects on my big board. That's not going to change. It hasn't changed the entire time. Scheme versatile guys that I think could be the biggest, the Washington Commanders could be the biggest beneficiaries of selecting those two on the defensive side of the ball. Caleb Downs included, Mansour Delane included. Don't think that there's any chance that Arvell Reese is going to be there, so I won't even mention him, Will. But Sonny Styles will be that guy. Downs will be the only one I consider over Love at 7. Not even Sonny? Not even Sonny, George? I think you're are you saying that expecting Sonny not to be there at 7, George? Or are you taking Love before Sonny? All right, we going into round 2. The best player available. Approach to the 2026 draft. Y'all go ahead, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Hit the join at the bottom of this video to become a member of the Bleeder BNG Mafia. If you feel so kindly, the chat is flooded. Send a super chat through. You're going to jump the line. So everybody that ain't sending super chats, they ain't as important in you in that as you in that moment. We're going to give you the rightful attention that you deserve. And we appreciate the support. All right, let's get into pick 71. Keontae Scott on the board. Caleb Tiernan, Dominique Arrange, Elijah Surratt, Sam Heck is on the board there. Sam Heck is on the board there. Romello Heights on the board. So we could go wide receiver. Damn, Chris Brazil, 93. So we could really go wide receiver. Why is Elijah Surratt at the top of the offensive players, but he's not at the top of the wide receivers? This shit is burnt out. We could go wide receiver. We could go edge. We could go center. And it's a lot of good names on the board. I'm not the highest on Elijah Surratt like Rio is. I think when you got to depend on back shoulder throws, while that is a good weapon to have in your arsenal, that shouldn't be your go-to signature move. I think Connor Lew might be better than Sam Heck in his own blocking scheme. Oh, someone said to take a center at 71. I like that idea. I like that idea too, George. And guess what? Since you sent that super chat through, let's take a center at 71. Are we going Sam Heck or Carter Lew though? I think both of those guys are two of the better players available. Like I said, I don't go with the trends. I know Sam Heck is the guy that mock drafts are saying is the best center in the draft. I think Carter Lew might be better than him. We need weapons for 5. Love and Jaden would be a damn nightmare combo we never seen as a fan base. Facts. And guess what? The threat of each of them are going to open up each other's games. Can you imagine a fucking defensive end in the fucking paradox when Jeremiah Love and Jaden Daniels, Jaden Daniels is not the best option reader. He's not. It don't matter what the fuck you reading when you got Jeremiah Love and Jaden Daniels. I saw Jaden Daniels make Bud Crawford do the fucking spinneroni in a flag football game. That was for Earl Spence. Yes, expecting Sonny not to be there. Sam Heck. All right, we going Heck. Sammy fast as a mug, too. All right, let's go Sam. All right, Sam Heck. All right, our first 2 picks. Jeremiah Love, Sam Heck. Addressing the offensive side of the ball. Kind of going with the approach that I said in December. I said I think our biggest way back to contention, our quickest way, our most efficient way back to contention is if Adam Peters accommodates each side of the ball with different avenues, whether that be putting all your free agency cap room, your assets from free agency into the offensive side, and then spending every pick in the draft on the defensive side of the ball. I think those are the only ways, because we had so many holes. Like, you got to address each one like intimately and independently. I was looking for both words. No, I didn't I didn't mess up. I was looking for both words. I think you got to look at both of those guys groups isolated, and I think that's what Adam Peters is doing. So for him to spend all that capital on the defensive side of the ball in free agency, I wouldn't be surprised by an offensive heavy draft. Whatever happens, I would trade 9 or 11, take 53 practice overs. Coaches notwithstanding. Yeah, we definitely going to do the trade back version. That's why we do the trade back version. Eric Rivers would be a nice pickup, not going to lie. From Georgia Tech, Sam Heck, Love, and Jaden Daniels is a problem. Sam Heck's run blocking is elite. That trio is dangerous. I can't disagree. All right, we back on the board. God damn, bro. Fuck. That would have been my fucking pick. We back on the board at 147. While I don't expect him to be on the board in round 5, Jalen Kilgore just went off the board. If he was still there at 147, but he not, because he got picked at 146. He got picked at 146. That would have been my pick. I'm just letting y'all know that now. I love Jalen Kilgore. I think he's a scheme fit too. Julian Neal is still on the board in the 5th round. Okay. So we're going to take Julian Neal. Out of the other guys that are on the board, Thaddeus Dixon, Devon Marshall. We still haven't gone wide receiver. So what wide receivers are there? Eric Rivers is there. Bryce Lance is there. Jacoby Lane is there. So I'm thinking Julian Neal or excuse me. I have Harold Perkins there too, y'all. Harold Perkins just ran a 4.38. I think this is PFF's big boy. In real life, we hope. Perkins might be there. He is there. We going Perkins? Nah, Jaden definitely said, Earl, this for you. I know Jaden. The way he shook Bud, I know he had money on Earl that night. I did too. I still don't like Earl. I still don't like Bud Crawford because of that night. I lost a substantial amount of money that night. Bud Crawford got to see me. Nah, chill. Y'all delete that footage. I never said that. I don't feel goofy players who leap into the air for no reason. I had a joke for that. I would just be quiet for it because I'm not trying to get canceled. Perkins can play edge on. I agree. I think that's one of the reasons why Sonny Styles is getting more pub as a top 10 pick than off-ball linebackers can. I was listening to some draft content. They said some teams in the top 10 are looking at Sonny Styles as a big nickel, which is all the rave in the NFL. And that's why, like, his value is more valuable than a typical middle linebacker. And I think that Harold Perkins could be like great value Sonny Styles. Jacoby Lane. Did Neal get hurt? I don't think so. Don't sleep on Caden Curry. I did bet against Bud. I'm a Spence fan, though. I was a Spence fan. I'm still am a Spence fan. And I fully believe, and I know this about to sound like, oh, if we honest about boxing, and I know this about to sound like a nigga crying, right? Earl Spence ain't been the same nigga after that car accident. Even when he faced you guys. Yeah, he beat you guys. You guys was fucking his ass up, bro. And I was taking Spence over Bud before the car accident. My dumb ass should have changed it up after the car accident. Nickel. All right, so who we going? We going Neal, Perkins. You should have super chat through. Probably go with what you pick for real. We going Neal, Perkins, Eric McAllister. Who we going here? Where we going here? Eric Rivers, Jacoby Lane. I want to go Harold Perkins, bro. What cornerbacks are still available? We could go Jaden Kennedy, but I don't love the cornerback room. I don't. Are we going Perkins here, chat? Yeah, let's go Perkins. All right, first 3 picks. Jeremiah Love, Sam Heck, Harold Perkins. How we feeling about that draft? Thumbs up, thumbs down, handshakes in the chat, hand claps in the chat. How we feeling about that draft so far? First 3 picks. Spence was sleepwalking in the rainbow. Exactly. That nigga was done. Trust me, while I was going for Spence, it didn't take me more than 10 seconds to realize, oh shit, this might have been the dumbest bet I've ever made in my fucking life. We going Perkins. I didn't see the change in Spence after the cars. Oh, you're tripping. You're tripping, Dave Butts. You're tripping. Now, Earl Spence was never as talented as just a pure boxer than Bud Crawford. Never that. But in terms of just like power, speed. For you not to say that he was different after the car accident, you're tripping. You're fucking tripping. Harold Perkins times Leo Chenal would get dangerous for offenses. Facts. Facts. And what Deronte Jones say, it ain't how they line up, it's how they wind up. You know how many different alignments and pre-snap alignments you can run with those two? And if we draft Harold Perkins, I am on the phone taking calls on Frankie Louisville trying to accumulate other draft picks. How would you play Perkins? In this scheme, I would play him like in those 4-2-5 looks. I would play him as like a wide 9 type of rusher, dropper. I would probably drop him more than I would rush him. He does have some rushing capabilities. I do like him in coverage, closer to the line of scrimmage. What else? I can see him playing some big nickel in the base as well. I just wouldn't put him. I wouldn't give him like the Jamin Davis treatment and stick him in the middle of the field and expect him to call defenses though. Like he's never gonna be that. Like I said, Jamin Davis was never gonna be. I don't know how 2 linebackers and Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio didn't see that. That's still some sports greatest mysteries type shit. How can 2 linebackers from back in the day never get the linebacker position right? No man is the same after surgery. Facts, yeah. Like how, yeah. We do it. I think one of them is cropped out, but we back on the board. All right, so we back on the board with pick 187. Our first 3 picks so far: Jeremiah Love, Sam Heck, and Harold Perkins Jr. On the board are Tyron Montgomery. What did he break out in the Senior Bowl or the East-West Shrine game? He old as hell though. Who else is on the board? Xavier Thomas, Kendrick Law, Jeff Caldwell. So it looked like we might not be getting our receiver. We got our receiver at Jeremiah Love. Oh, is Stribler still here? Xavier Thomas. All right, let's see what corners available. I think Devon Marshall was the best player on the board. 5'10" corner. So a little bigger than the Smurfs that we have in Mikey Sanders still and Amik Robertson. I do think he's a scheme fit though, with the ability to play off coverage. We're going to be seeing a lot of off coverage this year with defensive backs with their eyes on the quarterback. Let's go Devon Marshall here. So 2 offensive picks, 2 defensive picks. How we feeling about this draft so far? Perkins is the perfect Louisville replacement. Check wide receiver. And so far, why no Everett at 147? Everett was there at 147? I didn't see him. What's up, CT? I didn't see Everett there at 147. I don't think he's going to make it at 147 in real life. But I didn't see him there. He probably would have been a pick. I didn't see him there, though. 187 murder. Jeff Caldwell fast as fuck. He also ass as fuck. Earl just finally ran into a better fighter. I just said that I don't disagree. I just said Bud's always going to be more skilled than Earl. Earl was not prime Earl in terms of speed, timing, and strength. Like, I don't know how we can debate that. I'm glad that he got the check, though. I fully understand why he did it, even knowing that he wasn't 100% or his old self. All right, back. Jeff Caldwell's on the board. I don't really think Jeff Caldwell's that great, but 6'5", 215 pounds with a perfect 10 RAS score. These are the type of flyers you take in the 6th round. So Jeff Caldwell, you're a Washington Commander. And then last but not least, damn, my man just went off the board. Xavier Harris just went off the board. Fuck. That would have been a perfect nose tackle to get in the 7th round. And to round out the BPA version of the mock draft, Zane Durant is 235. Yeah, we'll go Zane Durant. Undersized 3 to 5 tech from Penn State. Athletic specimen though, a guy that I think will fit this scheme, a one tech front scheme that emphasizes shooting gaps. I mean, a one gap front scheme that emphasizes shooting gaps and things of that nature. Let's take a picture of that so we can post it on social media. How we feeling about the BPA mock draft? Mock Draft Monday version 8.0. Jeremiah Love, running back Notre Dame. Sam Heck, offensive coordinator Kansas State. Harold Perkins Jr., linebacker LSU. Devon Marshall, cornerback NC State. Jeff Caldwell, wide receiver Cincinnati. And Zane Durant, defensive tackle from Penn State. How we feeling about that draft, gang? I was considering taking Lorenzo Styles there, shot by Sean, but I think on my big board, I think Zane Durant is a better player. Damn, this shit mid. This shit mid, futuristic Willie. What's mid about it? Nigga, I got Jeremiah Love. What's mid about that? What? A-. I'll take the A-. Pretty good. Solid. I wouldn't be mad at it. Princess Love like it. I appreciate you, Princess Love. That's an A draft. Thank you, George. Yeah, take that, futuristic Willie. Take that. I think it's the PFF rank. All right, we'll go PFSN rankings. We'll go PFSN rankings this time for the trade back version. And make sure I got my picture. Save. Did I just delete the fucking the joint? What the hell? My fault. Just closed out the tab. PFSN. All right, one more draft before I slide tonight. I appreciate y'all spending y'all Monday evening, your Monday night with us over here at Bleeding B&G. We just finished our best player available version of Mock Draft Monday version 8.0. 7 rounds fast. This is our trade back philosophy. We will be trading back to try to accumulate as much draft picks and draft capital that makes sense as possible. I'm not moving back just to move back like some of these guys. I ain't going to name no names. I saw a Washington Commander Radiohead. He was on a podcast. They were doing mock drafts. He was excited about moving from 7 to 24 because he accumulated a bunch of mid-round draft picks. The top end talent in this draft ain't that good to be excited about moving 17 spots back in the first round. I don't care how many picks you get back in return. Top end talent is not that deep. Talent pool is not that deep in this draft to be ecstatic about moving from 7 to 24. All right. So if y'all feeling that draft. All right, before I start the last mock draft for the night, y'all go ahead and smash that like button, smash subscribe button. Hit the join button at the bottom of the video. Become a member of the Bleeding B&G Mafia. Send a super chat if you feel ever so kindly. We give you the rightful attention that you deserve. But we about to get into this trade back draft. We just had our BPA draft. I felt like I did a good job. Look, Willie. Look, we're going PFSN's board, okay? I think you might have been dealing with a unrealistic board, Willie. Let's get into it, though. Ooh. All right, I saw one trade offer that I probably would entertain. But before we get into that, let's see the names off the board. Mendoza 1 to the Raiders. David Bailey 2 to the Jets. Jeremiah Love is off the board at 3 to the Cardinals. Arvell Reeves 4 to the Titans. Carnell Tate. Yes. They didn't even leave us the decision to draft him. Carnell Tate 5 to the Giants. Caleb Lumu 6 to the Browns. And our phone is ringing. The Cincinnati Bengals are knocking at our door. They're offering pick 10 and pick 41. That's hella value for pick 7. You see, that's almost 80-something points, 90-something, 89 points that we getting back in value offered and value gained. And the Vikings are offering pick 18, pick 49, and a 2027 second rounder. I think I'm taking the Bengals offer. What are we taking? I think I'm taking the Bengals offer. What we taking? That's an offer that I've been manually making on the little GM model joint. I'm ick when we win the Super Bowl. And I started at number 31 and racked up. I mock. Facts. Oh nah. Getting love at 7, making an automatic A draft. I appreciate that game. I mock like. All right, we taking that trade. We taking the trade. Yeah, I'm taking that trade with the shiesty on. 10 super chats. I'm coming in with a shiesty. I'm streaming with a shiesty next time I get 10 super chats. A suit and a shiesty because I'm coming to rob niggas. Got to do that, and we only moving back 3 spots. Yeah, that's a great trade. Second, we don't. Back. I think that's a trade that might happen in real life, especially if Caleb Down's still on the board. Especially if Caleb Down's still on the board. This nigga just said, "Bring back Matt Jones." What the fuck? What the hell? What the hell? All right, we're gonna accept this trade. So the Commanders are moving back from 7 to 10, but also gaining pick 41. Hey, gang. I told you I'm coming in this joint with a shiesty. Miami's offering us to move back 1 pick, and they give us pick 94. So we move back from pick 10 to pick 11 to also gain pick 94. The Panthers are offering pick 19 and pick 51 and a 2027 second rounder for us to move from 10 to 19 and also give up pick 71. No, I'm not doing that one. I can't move back to 29. What offer we taking? I'm thinking about taking that Dolphins offer. Pick 11 and 94. How we feeling about that? How we feeling about that offer, chat? Is Miami trade better than the Panthers trade? I think so. But like I said, I ain't trying to be too Black Adam out this joint. I ain't trying to override everybody. Check board, but consider Miami. All right, yeah, let's check the board. You're right, Sean. Styles is still on the board. CeCe Moaga, Mansour Delane, 2 guys that I wouldn't mind drafting. So I think I'm going to go ahead and trade back because I know at least one of those guys are going to be there. Dylan Thinneman, Mekhi Lemon, Kenyon Sadiq. I would hate to have to pass up on Sonny Styles, but if I can get an extra pick and take Mansour Delane, I might take that all day long. Are there any players you'd be upset with taking at 7? Mekhi Lemon. And not only that, I think Mekhi Lemon is a bad player, but I think that he's strictly a slot. I can't draft a strictly slot wide receiver with the 7th overall pick. I don't care. You can throw all the fucking Amon-Ra St. Brown numbers that you want out there. There's a reason why them offenses get bogged down in the playoffs. We need to see about acquiring A-Chain from Miami. Damn, what you think that's going to take? I ain't trying to give up no more picks unless they take it in the future. That's exactly how they need to treat the draft. Dylan, all those names in Miami can get in the party. All right, bet. So we're going to take Miami's draft. Watch they take Sonny Styles. Or we're going to take Miami's offer. And Miami took Mansour Delane. Oh! So Miami takes Mansour Delane. We're back on the clock at 11. And the Chiefs are coming back with that bullshit offer that I just can't take. I can't move back from 11 to 29. The top end talent ain't that good. So, Chad, are we being realistic? Do we think that Sonny Styles is going to fall to 11? Or do we try to get the most realistic pick possible? All right, so we're going to take Sonny. I'm only speaking from this draft simulator. I agree. Willie said the last joint was ass. No player pool is going to be perfect, y'all. I think PFF is better than PFSN. All right, this is what we're going to do. All right, I'm about to mess y'all heads up with this one. This is what we're going to do. Because I don't think Sonny Styles is going to be there. And I feel dumb taking him. I'm going to accept Kansas City's draft. I'm going to accept Kansas City's offer. Move back from 11 to 29. So now we're on the board at 29. I don't like any of those. I'm going to take Spencer Fano, offensive tackle from Utah. This is the guy that took center snaps at the combine. I think when you're comparing him to other centers, he's going to be a super athletic, uber athletic center. Shit, he had a 9.8 RAS score for an offensive tackle. The arm length is poor. That's why some people are skeptical about what he can be at the tackle position at the NFL level. But I think that would be a hell of a pick. Sonny Styles make it. If Mansour is available in real life, you got to get him. Mezzador, plot twist. Yeah, we switching it up. You can't get the center later. Take Mezzador. Man, you ain't getting Spencer Fano later. Because guess what? Who's to say that Brandon Coleman and Chris Paul are going to be here after the next 2 years? Either one of them. Spencer Fano, come on down. Because guess what? We pick again at 40. Then we pick again at 41. Then we pick again at 71. I could get another. I get one of them later. Spencer Fano, come on down. The Eagles are offering pick 54 and 68 for pick 40. Keep in mind, we already have pick 41. I don't want to move back to 54, though. All right, so we back on the board at 40 and 41. Just took Spencer Fano. We pick again at pick 71. Chris Bell, Denzel Boston, Jeremy Bernard, Sam Heck still on the board, Skylar Bell, Ted Hurst, Oscar Delp. It's a lot of names still on this board, man. What corners on the board? D'Angelo Pons, the highest rated corner. Keith Abney, Traden Stoops, who I think is going to be a hellified safety in the NFL. I saw them mention it on the PFF video. I said, bruh, I thought my eyes were deceiving me. I think Traden Stoops is a safety at the next level. I think he can be a rangy. Matter of fact, yeah. All right, so we're going to go offense. We're going to go running. We're going to go wide receiver. Do we take Chris Bell or Denzel Boston, chat? We take Chris Bell or Denzel Boston, chat? Center is 6 deep this year. And guess what? If Spencer Fano played center, he'd probably be at the top. I'm gonna take the top. And I'm gonna take the guy that can play all 5 positions across the offensive line. Pong, Skylar Bell, Emmett Johnson, Rodriguez and Bell, Dodson, Boston. How bad is Bell injury? He back on his feet. I seen him doing some light calisthenics the other day. Bell in 4th because of, all right. I let's take Denzel Boston. Denzel Boston, you are a Washington Commander. Back on the board. Green Bay offering pick 52. No. We get off those. Shit. Do I go Boston and Bell? Oh. Lee Hunter's here, chat. Caleb Banks is here, chat. Cassius Howe. Ooh, some players on this motherfucking board. And this is why I don't mind training back. Zion Young, Malachi Lawrence. Only thing I don't like about Malachi Lawrence, that nigga got two Wilma Rudolph ass knee brace he be playing in. All right, come on, Black Adam. You gotta make a decision. So we back on the board at 71. I'm gonna take. I can't take Pons. I can't have the Smurfs out there. The luck of the Irish out there, cornerback. Trading Snooks. You're a Washington Commander. Back on the board at 71. And there's still some players on this board. Will Lee, Kamari Ramsey, Parker Brailsford, Jacoby Lane. So that I pick again at 94. I could address wide receiver now. So we've already got Denzel Boston. Damn, Oscar Dope went off the board. So Oscar Dope is off the board. Let's see what the linebackers looking like. I like Jay Golday, y'all. I like Jay Golday. What is the RAS scores? Oh, 973, right? Yeah, Jay Golday, you're a Washington Commander. I like Jay Golday better than Josiah Trotter. And he didn't test. Is Golday or is 71 a reach for Golday? Anthony Hill, nice. Boston gave me Keon Coleman by. I think they two completely different players. Similar measurables. Boston, no, I play football. Keon Coleman still learning. That's why I traded out a 7. I don't know, run for it. No, he got them Wilma Rudolph as. I don't like knee braces either. Yeah, get Lee Hunter and cut the raw pay. I'm sorry, Will. I was really considering it though. I don't know how Lee Hunter gonna be a fit in this game. And everyone back pockets. Him man. Who Jake Galladay and Chanel? I know. I like Lawson too. I think Jake Galladay might be better than Lawson. Fuck. This is an embarrassment of riches for real. I could double down on wide receiver. All right, no. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go Jake Galladay here. I like him over Josiah Trotter. Fuck what the board says. And we're gonna take whatever wide receiver is left. Brendan Thompson, the fastest man in the country. Ah, shit. I don't know if I want to take him. We got Jalen Lane. I mean, the fastest man in the draft. I could take Deion Burks, though. I don't know how he's still available. I could be interested in a Malik. Oh, Malik Muhammad's still on the board. I just tweeted about him the other day. I think he's definitely going to earn that commander tag. Spencer Fano, Denzel Boston, Trading Snooks, Jake Golday, and Malik Muhammad. How we feeling about that draft? I got our center of the future, our wide receiver of the future, 2 corners, one who I think can play all pros and be an all pro at the safety position in the NFL, and Jay Golday. Wide receiver. Fuck it, I might just take Jeff Caldwell for the culture at this point. I like Lawson. I was just going to say that. Zach Branch. If Branch was there instead of Thompson, I would have took him. I think Thompson does a lot of what Jalen Lane do, though. I don't think Branch does. Get a slot, Damon. Burks is nice. Sheets that drive. Fire. Cyrus impressed a lot with his routes. And he the highest wide receiver on the board. So let's go Cyrus Allen. I feel you, George. I feel you. I would be one of those ones crashing out, but I couldn't take Sonny Styles at 11, bro. I couldn't do it. Y'all know how they be coming for me on Twitter, so they're gonna be like, nigga, what was the point of this draft? Captain Obvious. Thanks for staying obvious. All right, pick 209. Damn, we got hella picks, bro. I like Jacoby Thomas here. I like Jaden Kennedy here. Dezon Stribling's there. Yeah. Because I don't love the... Yeah. I don't love the Cyrus Allen pick. I like it. Damn, I got 3 fucking wide receivers. God damn, I'm sorry. This is how you address a draft, though. I feel like I need a defensive lineman. See Zane Durant off the board in this one. What's his RAS looking like? 6'3", 292. Ooh, 9'3" broad, 32-inch vertical jump. Oh, he's explosive. He's explosive for sure. Don't know much about the player, but Tyler Oyeneman, you're a Washington Commander. So you would have rather me take Sonny Styles and be unrealistic and this be a waste of a practice for both of us, CT? Never too many weapons. Never. Facts. Plenty of starters trading down. Allen cool too. All right, man. We've been on this joint for an hour and a half. Oh, I got another pick? Oh, no. So to recap, our trade back version of the draft, we went Spencer Fano, Denzel Boston, Traden Stooks, Jake Gaudet, Malik Muhammad, Cyrus Allen, Dezon Striblin, Tyler Oyeneman, and 2027 second rounder from the Kansas City Chiefs. How we feeling about this draft before I log out? Before I log out, y'all smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Caleb Parker is asleep in the draft. He get down on that field. This was a good stream, bro. I appreciate you, Legion Media 100. Come back and join us next Monday and the Monday after that. We're doing it every Monday leading up to the actual draft in April. This draft is fire. My guy live like Lee. My guy. Do we like the BPA draft or the trade back draft first? Or more? It's getting late. I'm over here saying bullshit. Fire stream. I appreciate that, IDK Prada. We like the BPA draft or the trade back draft more? Let me see if I can pull up the BPA draft again for the people that forgot. Let me see if I can get to it. Maybe I can't get to it. Still learning this computer like shit. Yeah, I can't find it. I thought I took a screenshot, but I can't find it. Oh, it might be here. Yeah, no, that ain't it. Yeah, we ain't worried about that. BPA for sure. Love. Excellent work as always. Excellent work as always, Bleeding BNG, but BPA for sure is better. I don't disagree. BPA, BPA can't be loved. I don't disagree with y'all by any means, but I wouldn't be mad at this capital at all. And this does look like an Adam Peters ass draft. Y'all know he was with the 49ers and the Patriots back in the day. Oh, that's why it canceled. Come on, bro. Where they was trading back just for the fuck of it. Trading back like it was candy. But I appreciate y'all spending y'all Monday evening, y'all Monday night with us over here at Bleeding BNG. I appreciate everybody that sent the super chat through, supporting the channel. I appreciate everybody that didn't send the super chat, but a regular chat, and chopped it up with us. This was some good capital in the hall from a trade back draft, though. I appreciate that, Live Like Live. We back at it next Monday. Original content dropping on the video on the channel rest of this week. I think I'm gonna drop a video on what we know about the 2026 Washington Commanders and what we can expect them to look like. My guy shot by Sean DMV. I appreciate the last minute super. My guy. Real Bleeding BNG are really a part of the mafia. Sean always shows support. So this ain't anything unlike him. I appreciate it, my boy. And like I said, I appreciate y'all spending y'all Monday. Yeah, I need to get some sleep because I'm thinking Wednesday is Monday and Monday is Wednesday. I appreciate y'all spending y'all Monday evening, y'all Monday night with us over here at Bleeding BNG. I'll check in on y'all on the flip side. Peace.